Armando, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year to you. Hope things are well.
Bro, you forgot Feliz
Feliz
Navidad.
Navidad.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I got. Yeah, man. Fired up, happy, great to see you.
Same.
And let's go.
Hey, man. So Week 18, the NFL knows what they're doing. I mean, they changed this whole tanking thing by putting in divisional games at the end. Putting that in there impacts the playoffs greatly, regardless of record. We're seeing that in the NFC South. So to my knowledge, we've got 3 matchups going into it for the division with Carolina, Tampa Bay, Seattle, San Francisco, and Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Of course, Baltimore-Pittsburgh flexed to Sunday Night Football. And with the epic showdowns we've seen in the past, this one has a chance to be fantastic with Aaron Rodgers playing for the Steelers and, Derrick Henry getting 30 touches a game.
Yeah. You know what is interesting, or just as interesting, is one guy who definitely isn't playing in that game, and another guy who may or may not. And the guy who may or may not happens to be Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens. It's stunning to me, Hut, the course, the arc of Lamar Jackson's season.
Yeah.
He has played only 12 games, right? He has practiced hardly at all the last, I would say, 8 weeks. He practices on a Friday. That's in typical sort of half speed type of work. And it shows in his play. He hasn't played like he usually plays. He says he hasn't been injured or isn't injured when he's on the field, and I believe that. But he hasn't been the same when he's been on the field. And they're 6-6 in his 12 starts. He hasn't been the lifter of teams like he has been in the past. Something is amiss there. And
Armando, that's even been when he's healthy early in the year.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is a question now that they have to answer. I don't know what percentage they're going to put on him, or they would put on him, but let's throw a number out there. An 80% Lamar Jackson. Is he the guy that you put out there with the division on the line when Tyler Snoop Huntley had a really good game against the Green Bay Packers the other night? My guess is yes, but it's not a home run.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, that DK Metcalf thing is just a mess. It's terrible.
To the point where Tomlin's even saying that he thought the team played well. They scored 6 points. They scored 6 points against Cleveland. He's like, we just didn't make some plays, but I thought overall we played well. I'm thinking, man, who is this saying that? Is that Mike Tomlin? But we still get the showdown, which is great.
Right, the showdown with this is like the blind boxer play, going after the wheelchair boxer. It's going to be amazing.
Let me ask you this question. So a 2-parter. First, without Lamar, let's go back to that briefly. Derrick Henry dominates. He ran around and threw the Packers 215 plus yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns. He's getting another heavy dose. I don't know why we haven't seen more of him. Maybe this is why. But still, there have been peculiar game plans, and then there have been the Derrick Henry game plans without Lamar. And that's where they tend to find success.
That's bad coaching. It's just bad coaching.
And that's where I'm going in a second.
Yeah, let's just call it what it is. Because when reporters who aren't football experts are saying, why didn't you give the ball to Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter? When nobody wants to tackle Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter.
No one.
Right? And so when they're asking that week after week after week, thing is amiss. And the amiss is you failed in calling the plays for the guy that is probably your best and most consistent offensive weapon. They finally got the note. They got the message against the Packers, and look what happened. So I assume to ride that the rest of the season.
He's had a fumbling issue all season too. Even
So-
in week one, he's blaming himself for that comeback that allowed the Bills to come back. And we saw it against the Patriots. I mean, I know it's Derrick Henry. He didn't fumble a lot when he played for the Titans. He didn't. And, I just think it's in his head right now. And but also the usage was always top of mind with him. There's no doubt he's noticing this. I don't know, Armando, I don't know if they are, for the longest time this season, I thought to myself, maybe they're trying to help out a nagging injury of sorts for him that they're not saying, like they're trying to just get him along to December. That's not the case. What is the case, though? There continue to be talks about John Harbaugh and the future in Baltimore. What's up with this? And does it come down to what happens on Sunday?
I don't think so. John Harbaugh has a certain resume that if he's like the other guy that's going to be on the other sideline. If he gets fired, there will be a span of about 10 minutes before his agent is taking phone calls from a team wanting to rehire him. As to the Derrick Henry thing and the fumbles,
yes,
dude, you know what? I sometimes miss commas and I don't use my appositives correctly.
Sure.
But OutKick continues to let me write. They don't go, well, you missed the comma, so you're benched. We're not giving you any more stories.
That would be like the Ravens. That would be like the Ravens still allow him to carry the football, but no one's covering you whether or not you miss a comma.
Well, I mean, people are reading, but the point is, the point is, if you miss a break, you're gonna still have a show tomorrow.
Sure.
The point is, Derrick Henry is not a Johnny-come-lately. He has a history. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And he is. Oh, look around.
I'm not saying don't give him the football. I'm the biggest Derrick Henry champion going here. I champion what he's doing. I'm simply saying it is a bit unusual, his trajectory all season as well, with the usage and then the fumbling issue.
I get it. The formula is evident. We saw it last week in Green Bay. The formula is it's December. It's going to be January when they play. Give Derrick Henry the rock because it's cold and nobody wants to hit him.
The formula for the San Francisco 49ers has been different every week, man. They're now playing against Seattle, and the formula there has been defense and Sam Darnold throwing to Jackson Smith and Jigba. What do you make of this matchup and the path that the 49ers took to get to this game?
The path that the 49ers took is they lost Nick Bosa. They lost Fred Warner. They didn't have their tight end, George Kittle, for about 8 games. Last night, they lost Trent Williams. Yeah. CMC is in and out. Did I mention that Brock Purdy missed 8 games? He's their starting quarterback, and they have a chance to be the number 1 overall seed. Yeah. And if they win on, Sunday or Saturday?
Saturday.
If they win on Saturday, they will be the number 1 overall seed, and they would not leave Northern California, Santa Clara, at all, even through the playoffs and into the Super Bowl, which they would host. It is an amazing opportunity. It's unprecedented. And I have a Coach of the Year vote.
Yes. Yep.
Do I believe that Kyle Shanahan deserves that vote? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm right about just there. And there's a lot of good candidates.
Great stories this year for that award.
Liam Coen is a candidate.
Yes.
Mike McDonald is a candidate. Dave Canales is a candidate. There's a bunch of candidates.
Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel. I mean, we can keep going. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm going to, consider them all and then vote for Kyle Shanahan.
The Bills on the road in the playoffs. Josh Allen, he's got a sore foot. 2 straight games now without a passing touchdown, which is, a lot of teams and fans are saying cry me a river on that, but that's, notable with him. He had 35 passes inside the pocket the other day. First time in his career he's had more than 20 pass attempts inside the pocket. What does this mean for Buffalo, Armando? And there's a part of me that says it means absolutely nothing because in the playoffs, Josh Allen will become Superman.
Yeah, that is what everyone kind of expects. And the narrative for Josh Allen is, dude, this postseason, you will not see Patrick Mahomes. You will not see Joe Burrow. You might not see Lamar. And even if you do, he's not the same guy he's been. This is your year. And that's fair. But what is also fair is the fact that this is perhaps the worst Bills team, the least talented Bills team that will go into the playoffs in quite a few years. They're not the same. They're not the same as what they have been. And yeah, maybe Josh Allen can lift everyone, and he has in the past. But you've seen that what they often and did last night have to revert to is, Josh, save us.
Yeah, that's it.
Sometimes that works, but it's a team game, and sometimes the individual can't save the entire team.
He was doing such a good job of it. He was back in line for MVP discussion, for a small bit there because of what they were doing. Right now, and it doesn't end today, but if the season did end, the Bills would be on the road at New England for round 1. How about that?
That's delicious.
I know. But
that is amazing.
Just for those wondering at home, the Chargers would be matched up against Jacksonville, and it would be the Texans as we await the 4 seed, the winner of the North. It'd be the Texans on the against the. Am I getting that right? Maybe not. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let me
watch out for the Texans.
Okay. Let's discuss this game. Houston and Jacksonville. Tennessee. The Titans will play Jacksonville. Houston's got Indy. These 2 teams. This is why I don't understand. The one scheduling quirk I don't understand is how early some of these 2 teams will meet in divisions in the season. Some met before the trade deadline. Their 2 matchups were over. I don't know why some are spread out from week 1 to week 18. Some are not. I don't get it. This is one of those that would have been fantastic. Again, we can only be so lucky. But Houston's great defensively, fantastic on defense. Jacksonville's been pretty solid all year. They are the most balanced team in the division for sure. And all of a sudden, Trevor Lawrence is good. He's all of a sudden looking like Trevor Lawrence from college. What's up with this game?
So that is the reason that Liam Coen is also a Coach of the Year candidate, and a worthy one, right? Because this has gone from early in the season, Coen, I'm not going to say ripping, but pointing out very strenuously to Trevor Lawrence, hit the guy in the chest with the pass on the sideline in front of everybody, in front of the cameras.
Yeah.
And we've gone from that moment that was uncomfortable to, wow, Trevor Lawrence is good. Who's responsible for that? I think it was the guy going, hit the guy in the chest with the pass. That guy is the guy responsible, and he does have talent around him. We forget Jacksonville picked very early, very often for, quite a few years, and they have those guys on the roster, and somehow, Urban Meyer didn't make that work, and somehow Doug Peterson, I don't know what happened there. It worked for a year, and then it didn't. But Liam Coen is maximizing, and you got to remember their first-round pick that they not only drafted in the first round,
but
drafted and traded up for, Travis Hunter, and we see in the commercials all the time as the big buddy of Trevor Lawrence. He's not around. He's not playing. So that team is on the rise, and I respect them, but I love Houston's defense, man. That defense is the real deal. It's dangerous.
They're solid, man. They're solid. And then we should mention James Gladstone, the 30-some-odd-year-old general manager in Jacksonville. It's a young man's game, but they went to the extreme there, and it's working out so far. Jacksonville hosting, though, doesn't have the same vibe. Home field advantage for Jacksonville just doesn't click with me the same way like we think of Arrowhead, for instance. Maybe it's different this year. Maybe they start their own new new dynasty. This is we can come back to this date and this moment when we declare Trevor Lawrence starting the dynasty and takeover for Patrick Mahomes. Very strange right now. It's weird to see Kansas City with the 9th overall pick right now in the NFL draft. Strange. That's currently where they'll be picking. And there's Denver sitting atop the division, dominating at 13-3, 14-3 now.
Right. So notice and memo to Brett Veach, the general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs, get a pass rusher. Because Chris Jones is aging, and Karlaftis is not he's not a closer. You need one of those. That defense got slow and vulnerable this year. And the reason is they don't attack the quarterback like they have in the past. Everybody talks about how great Patrick Mahomes has been during the Super Bowl run, and he was. And he absolutely was, and I think he will be in the future. But what got those teams into the Super Bowl oftentimes was Steve Spagnuolo's defense. And that defense was AWOL this year. They just weren't – they were just mediocre at best. Yep. And so the team is not even mediocre. Look at all the great defenses that are in the playoffs this year. Seattle, great defense. Houston, we just got done talking about them. Great defense. Philadelphia has a great defense. Denver has a great defense. I mean, I predict to you that the team that wins the Super Bowl this year will be defense-driven and will win in the playoffs on defense.
Hey, if you like the channel, become a season ticket holder for Hot Mic by clicking the subscribe button below and join the conversation in the comments section. Agree, disagree, we'll join you there in the chat. Now back to Hot Mic. This episode brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the holiday season, best time of the year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes, it's all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right, Prize Picks. I'm actually getting them right recently over the holiday season. James Cook coming in big for me. Phillip Rivers, Will Lutz kicking the crap out of the ball. Yes, thank you. Getting the power play, the 3-pick power play over the weekend. New feature alert. Prize Picks now has early payouts. So if your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out of those winnings before the game even finishes. Join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app. Download the app today. Use code HOTMIC, HOTMIC, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HOTMIC, HOTMIC. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Better story to you, just surveying the season. Is it Chicago or New England? First-year head coaches there. They represent exactly what the NFL loves us saying, which is the team that finished last in the division, now is first in the division. They're both, one's NFC, one's AFC. They love this. Is it more impressive that Caleb Williams is doing it, that Drake Maye's doing it, or that Ben Johnson comes from – you get where I'm going with this. Who's done the more impactful job to you?
Right. So you're asking me basically to pick between a Rolls Royce and a Bentley.
Yes.
Right?
That's basically what you have to vote on this for the Hall of Fame. For instance, you're doing that every year anyway, so you're good at this.
Right. Well, if you insist.
I mean.
Yeah. So, look, I didn't think of Drake May as an MVP candidate until yesterday.
Oh,
because yesterday, I mean, I look up and that's one touchdown. Oh, that's another touchdown pass. Hey, that's another touchdown and another one. And he has come out of nowhere. And then at night, I watched Caleb Williams, and he was fantastic. And
that was a great game.
Just great. That was the best game of the season in my estimation. And I know that it's recency bias and all of that, but that was just amazing.
It was a blast.
Right?
Yeah.
How do you delineate from a guy who has turned a program around and I mean, in Ben Johnson, turned it around, turned the city on its ear, made the guy with all the talent, Caleb Williams, into a guy that is now showing you he's got all that talent, and the ceiling is much higher. And then on the other hand, you have Mike Vrabel, who has done it before, and we've talked about it on your show before. He's a top 5-7 coach in the NFL, if not higher. Mm-hmm. And he's doing it, and he's got a great coaching staff. And he's brought the Patriots back from their desert experience. They are now the team in the AFC East. They're promising to get better next year. This is way ahead of schedule, what they're doing this year. So I can't, I can't do this guy is better than that guy. They're both doing amazing.
I guess a better question. Who would you rather play?
I think I'd rather play the Bears.
Me too.
I think I'd rather play.
And that's, you know what that is? That is me not trusting Caleb Williams, and I should, but I trust Vrabel and that whole entire culture. That more than the Bears. And look, that's me knowing that I'm going to end up putting my foot in my mouth on this with Ben Johnson.
Right. Well, it's me not trusting that defense.
Okay.
They did give up 42 points last night.
They did.
So there is that. I didn't take the San Francisco offensive possessions off and go cook. I watched, and so and again, not recency bias. They're solid. They're solid, but the strength of that team is on offense.
Forgive me, I don't know who wrote this, but I jotted this down about Phillip Rivers. I want to get your take on this. If Rivers was a borderline Hall of Fame candidate before this, well, I should say Hall of Famer, borderline Hall of Famer before this, his willingness to play and his joy in doing so should give that candidacy a nudge along. Is that true? Do you buy that?
No.
Okay.
Not either part.
I did a double take when I saw that. I'm thinking, 3 games does not make a candidate into a Hall of Famer. He was either the Hall of Famer or he wasn't, based on whatever he ended 5 years ago, right?
100%. And he was a semifinalist. I voted for him to be the finalist, and then we had to re-vote because he came back, and so he got bumped from the ballot, and we had to do the thing all over again. People forget Phillip Rivers threw 426 touchdown passes. That's more than Dan Marino. More than Dan Marino. So, I mean, just saying. And nobody had any questions about Dan Marino, who didn't win a Super Bowl, going in the Hall of Fame. But now they got questions about whether Phillip Rivers, who didn't win a Super Bowl but had more touchdown passes, whether he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know about that. The 3 games, great story so far.
Yeah.
Very nice, fun. But there's not one selector. It will be a sentence. When he gets in the room, it will be a sentence in the presentation. And oh, by the way, look what he did in 2025. He came back at 44 years old, and he was still able to compete. That's how great this guy is. Yeah. That's it. That's the sentence.
You had to wait 5 years.
Yes.
That's really what it comes down to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And he got his insurance for another 5, which is props to him, whatever that matters. Hey, I am fascinated. I'm not saying I think anything's going to happen, but Chris Ballard is the survivor there, right? He has been there a long time as the general manager. He went all in with that trade for Sauce Gardner. Daniel Jones was cooking well, right? Everything was going great, and then the injury happened, and they just went off a cliff. The new ownership there, the daughter of Irsay, has been on the sideline taking all these notes. I do wonder, like, what has gone on behind the scenes that she's observed that, if anything, plays a factor into the offseason. Not saying I expect it to happen. In fact, I'd be surprised based on the success that they had. But is it just all on the injury, or is it more to it?
No, there's more to it. First of all, that all-in move has failed spectacularly. Spectacularly. They don't have a first-round pick for the next, I believe, 2 years. Is that right?
They traded this year, this upcoming year for sure. Yeah, you're right. Right. They traded 2.
Yeah. So
we've got that graphic, I believe.
That is muy bad. Very, very bad. No bueno. That's bad. Obviously, their contention at the end of the year evaluation meetings will be, we were 7-1. We were the number 1 seed. And then we fell off the table because our starting quarterback, broke his leg. And then on top of that, ruptured his Achilles. And that's something you don't come back from. And if ownership is of the mind to demand better than that, the answer is, what about the San Francisco 49ers?
Yeah.
They didn't fall off the table. They had a roster that was capable of overcoming. Why didn't you? Why was your backup a situation, one that even after Anthony Richardson busted up his orbital bone with the freak accident, why didn't you? Riley Leonard? Really?
Right.
So you had to throw a Hail Mary and bring back a ghost from 2020 to try and save you, and it didn't work? That is not planning. That is reacting. And that's not good general managermanship.
No.
Try to say that fast.
General managership.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You're right. 2 first-round picks, by the way, for Sauce Gardner. This year, next year. How about the Jets, man? How about the Jets getting these picks? Unbelievable.
Who's going to be their coach?
I don't know. Probably the coach who replaces the coach they're going to hire.
Aaron Glenn, everybody's saying he's safe. And my answer to that is, why? Why? Aaron Glenn, as I wrote today at OutKick, he reminds me of Gerard Mayo. He was a nostalgic pick that ownership reached into their bag and said, I like this guy from 20 years ago, 30 years ago. He was a great player. He was part of our culture. He's got Jets blood in him. Let's go that way. And then he gets in the job, and his first move was to insult Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, great job.
Oh, wow. And then after that, it's, he destroyed Justin Fields, not in public, behind closed doors to Woody Johnson. He just killed him. And then he benched him. And, their defense is bad. I mean, when we mentioned those 5 touchdown passes that Drake Maye was tossing in the first,
that's right. Yeah,
that was against the Jets. They've gotten rolled for a month straight, where they're losing in blowout fashion to teams that aren't good. They got blown out by the Dolphins, by the Saints.
Yes. Yep. So, wasn't he hired before the general manager in the timeline? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that matters to me too.
Mooj.
Because that guy's been making moves. Mooj has been making moves with all these trades, first-round picks, all this. So my guess is he has the ear of the owner a bit more than the losing head coach. But who knows, man, with that organization.
They say it's a collaboration. That's the popular word in the NFL right now. I don't know. Also, you will hear collective a lot from teams. I didn't know that suddenly, NFL teams were like this, matrix socialist society. But anyway, whatever. The collective.
I'm gonna go rapid fire with you real quick on two more that you wrote. The Falcons likely going to look for a coach, and they could be turning to Matt Ryan for help in all this.
If you're talking to Matt Ryan about joining your leadership group, you're thinking about everything, and nobody is safe. Everybody at the Falcons is going, "Ah!"
Yeah, and it's not due to Bill Belichick either.
No, exactly.
Okay, so he's going to be a part of this, like, I guess, search committee. Is that a good way to put this?
Don't do it, Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Don't do it. This is not a win. Don't do it.
And then what's up with Maxx Crosby in Vegas? Because he left the facility when he was downgraded to out. But is he actually injured? Is he hurt? Injured? You know what I'm asking.
No, he's injured. Look, he's shooting hoops.
Look at him.
On the day that he was put on IR, and he's doing the Euro move on his daughter. He did the Euro move on his daughter. Yes, and he wasn't happy when he was placed on IR. And it happened the day before they played the New York Giants. They also put Brock Bowers on IR. And they did that on the day before they played the New York Giants with a chance to win/lose and get the number 1 overall pick. Can you say tanking?
Tank. Hey, they're brilliant.
Looks like it.
They're brilliant. They need a quarterback, go get one. Guarantee you don't have to trade to get your guy, whoever that might be. Hey, Armando, always great to catch up with you. The storylines are going to write themselves this week, but it's always great reading your work when it comes to the storylines. We appreciate you.
I'm glad when the storylines write themselves. My commas don't have to worry about anything.
That's right. You'll be Hall of Fame in no time. Later, brother.
All right, Hut. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. There he is. Armando Salguero. Love that guy. One of the best. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to OutKick Hot Mic.
Daily content and more at OutKick Hot Mic on YouTube.